As I sat there contemplating and thinking, it felt like a hand was pushing me from behind. I looked in the back seat behind me and no one was there. And when I turned around, suddenly, very authoritatively, a voice in my mind said, "Get out of Missouri, go to Texas." 10 days before this episode over at the stockyards in Fort Worth, a shortwave radio program aired and a man came on. It was a talk show. And he said, "I had a dream." He said, "My servant, David J., will lead an ingathering of saints from a western state." Now, I knew nothing about this, but it was 10 days before, and people all over the country heard it. The talk show host heard it. I verified that this did happen. Harold Dixon in Tennessee and Kentucky recorded it on cassette tape. He's the one that told me about it. I knew that I had to do exactly what God said. I couldn't mess around. I immediately began to make plans to come to Texas. As we were driving back the next day up through Oklahoma, I turned to my wife and said, 2 words are running through my mind. I can't stop it. I'm singing, I'm humming, I'm trying to think of anything I can, but those 2 words keep running through my mind. The gathering. The gathering. Now, why would those 2 words run through my mind? This man said on that shortwave radio show that my servant, that was referring to God, David J., would lead an ingathering of saints from a western state. And so I had to be on the move to go where God wanted me to. And when he said, "Get out of Missouri and go to Texas," that identified where I was to go and the ministry was to begin.
I've had many, many calls. We get them in the office. Some people will call and they look at what's going on in the world and they want to know what God's will is. And they get kind of lazy in their thinking. They want someone to tell them what to do and where to go. They're worried about the location that they're in. What should we do? Where should we go? What should I buy? But brethren, I'm going to say this. Brethren, location means nothing in your life. And I tell people that on the phone by itself. We should be, first of all, fervently seeking God's will, and that is what we should do first and foremost. But if the spirit of slothfulness, especially in the spiritual realm, is upon us, and it happens to many people, even being in the right location is wasted. It means nothing. It means absolutely nothing. Read about the church in Revelation 3, those Christians. Even being where God wants us is wasted if we're slothful. Many are where God wants them, but in their lives, they're not diligently seeking God. I tell those people, I say, get on your knees before God. Seek him fervently with all your heart. He'll direct you. He'll show you what he wants. And whether we're sitting here listening in this church or some group out there, or if you're by yourself, it doesn't matter. Beware of becoming too comfortable because of where you are.
But the key is, everything that happened to me and happened to those that believed in the ingathering, the key is, where is the ingathering taking place? Location, location, location. It said bringing together. Now there are Christians, our brothers and sisters all over the world. There are people in Australia, South Africa, Canada, England, all over the British Isles, Europe. Some people listen to us as our services are going on the internet way over there in Holland, Norway, and Switzerland. We have an impact upon people all over the place, all because people believed in the ingathering, and the underscoring of the whole matter was location, location, location.
But brethren, I'm going to say this. Brethren, location means nothing.
The key is, where is the ingathering taking place? Location, location, location.
Many messages I've had over the years with the same theme, that your calling, brethren, is everything. Your location is everything. You must be where God called you. But brethren, I'm going to say this. Brethren, location means nothing in your life. And I tell people that on the phone.
Can two walk together except they be agreed?